Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Charles D. Coach Wilson, and I'm just coming to shoot you this video. And this video is on my training with Big Al. And so some of you will know what that means. Some of you will look that up and know that later. And so this past week, I had the opportunity to go get trained from an industry giant in a very small setting. Talking about a setting of just shy of 50 people. And so I traveled down to Austin to learn from this industry giant. And I wanted to just be able to come back and share with you some of the things that I got. I've had a lot of people ask me, hey, I heard you went to the training. How was it? What did you learn? What are your notes? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just jump right into it. And I have my notes, so you'll see me looking down at my notes right here. And then I'll come back up and just share with you what I learned. One of the first things that he talked about was the attention span. And so a lot of times when you're approaching people within our industry, you got to understand that you're operating with a set amount of time. You got a very set amount of time to catch people's attention and to be able to have them open up to receive what you're trying to share. And so initially what he talked about was in this day and age, people's attention span. And so you're looking at about 8 seconds, 10 if you're lucky, but you're looking about 8 to 10 seconds to catch people's attention span. And so this is so key when you start talking about how you're going to approach people, because if you know that you only have 8 to 10 seconds to catch people's attention, then you got to make those 8 to 10 seconds count. Because if not, you're going to lose them after that 8 to 10 seconds. And so this is one of the reasons why he talks about your first sentence. And so you got about 8 to 10 seconds to catch the attention of people. And here's the other thing, don't sell. Don't sell. So a lot of times, when you approach people, you approach them from a selling side. And what you got to understand is that if you approach people and you're in your mind, it's to make a sale, then they're going to feel that. And so what you might want to shift it to is to giving a gift. Just think before you sit down and talk with somebody, all I'm doing is gifting you another option in life. All I'm doing is gifting you another option on how you can create additional income. I want to gift you an option. Now here's the thing about that option. You can take this option. You can take it today. You can take it tomorrow. You can take it sometime in the future. And for some of you, you might never take this option. But just understand that this is just an option. And so this option will serve you or not. It can't serve you if you don't take it. If you do serve it, then there's a possibility that this option will serve you if you take the option. So I'm just gifting you another option. So here's the thing about that. People love to have options. Don't you like to have options? Do you want to have one option? What if there was only one option of things to eat? Today I went to the store and I went to get something to eat. And I just went to one section. And in that section, guess what it was? Many options. Now, obviously, I didn't take all of the options, but there were many options available for me to choose from. And so for the first 10 seconds, is when people make up their mind. And that 8 to 10 seconds, just going back, and that 8 to 10 seconds is when people make up their mind on whether or not they're going to listen to you. And if the way that you're coming across is salesy, or if you have sales in mind, then they're going to pick up on that in that first 8 to 10 seconds, and they're going to make that decision on where you fit in their mind. You know, are you somebody they're going to continue to listen to, you know, or have they mentally checked out, you know. Now, the good news in that, you know, you might think this is bad news. How can I, you know, convey the right message to people? I only got 8 to 10 seconds to do it in. Well, let me tell you the good news is. What the good news is. You only got 10 seconds. That's the good news. It's the bad news and it's the good news, but it's the good news. And the reason why it's the good news is because you only got to do it for 10 seconds. You only got to catch and grab their attention for 10 seconds, and then they'll listen to you for a while. But if you don't catch it in that 10 seconds, then they won't listen to you for a while. So you only got to be impactful and influential really that first in 8 to 10 seconds. That's when they buy into you or not. So if you change your intentions, then you'll change your perceptions from others. So my intention right now, just plainly stated, again, is just to share with you some information, some training that I received from an industry giant. And so I'm only sharing with you what was shared with me. And it's an option. It's an option for a way that you can become better at what you do in the direct sales industry. It's only an option. Now, you can take this option today, meaning you can watch this today, you can watch it tomorrow, you can watch it sometimes in the future, or you can never watch it. But I gotta tell you, this option will serve you or not. So sometimes, you know, he talked about some of the rejections that you might see. Oh, this product is very expensive. Well, here's the key to overcoming all objections. And actually, you can try this in your personal lives as well. The first key to overcoming a rejection or an objection is to agree. They say this product is very expensive, then guess what you're going to say? I agree, this product is very expensive. Now, the company wanted to make this a cheaper version, but they knew it wouldn't work, and they didn't want to rip you off. But you're right, this product is expensive. But like I said, the company wanted to make a cheaper version, but they knew it wouldn't work. And besides, they didn't want to rip you off. So here's another one. I don't have any money to join. Well, of course you don't have any money to join. That's why I'm talking to you right now. You don't want to be like this for the rest of your life. So let's sit down and figure out right now a way to get you started so you don't have to be like this the rest of your life. People turn down how you describe things. A lot of times they don't turn down necessarily what you're offering, but they turn down how you're describing it. And how you present the information. And this really matters. It's about 80% of it, how you present the information. And so, for example, have you ever noticed that you share something with somebody and then you look up down the road and somebody else shares something with them and they take it and run with it? Well, how you present things matters. So people pay attention to how you present things. And so that's about 80% of it. So you got to get your mindset right. Remember, we talked about that earlier. You got to get your mindset right to where, what is your intention? Is this a gift or is this a sale? If it's a gift, then people like gifts and they'll be more likely ready and willing to accept a gift than a sale. Because people don't like to be sold, People like to buy, but they don't like to be sold. So get your mindset right. Now, your skills are the last 20%. The number one skill that you need to have in this direct sales industry is the ability to get people to make a decision, and hopefully a yes decision. But you want to help people make up their mind. Now, people make decisions based on zero information. So don't believe the hype. They don't make decisions based on the compensation plan. They don't make the decision based on information about the founding fathers and being debt free. And people make decisions with zero information. Beware of that. Zero information. So, in the first training session that you have with your new reps, you want to let them know that people make decisions based on zero information. We make these decisions based on past decisions. So they're not necessarily making a decision based on what you're saying right now. They're basing it on some other decisions that they made in the past, or some things that they've seen, heard, or experienced in the past. So here's the key. You want to listen to them. And the way that you start off, one of the ways that you can overcome this is to start off by talking about the problems. I see, if I don't know about you, but have you ever had anybody give you an objection when you've presented some information to them? Have you ever experienced that? Have you ever had somebody tell you that your products are too expensive? Have you ever had somebody tell you that they don't have the money? So when you start talking about the problems, then that's going to cause them to reflect on those past problems that they have. And so then the next step is to ask them, do you want to fix it? So your skills will work better the more that you use it. And I'm just sharing this with you. I'm sharing it straight from my notes, but your experience works better based on when you improve your skills. And so you want to improve your skills, and that's about 20% of it. And so one of the skills that you want to improve is, how can you get people to make decisions, positive decisions, obviously. And so understanding that people make these decisions not based on information you're presenting right now, but based on past decisions. And so one key way to overcome this is by simply to talk about the problems first. Talk about the problems first, and then go into possible solutions. So here's a question for you. Would it be okay if is a key phrase? That's a great question to ask. Would it be okay if? Would it be okay if you got paid when people shop? Would that be okay with you? I don't know. Would it? So, would it be okay if it's a great leading question? Let's see. Let's fix that now. It's another statement. So when I was doing the training, he gave us some statements. All we do is, here's a good one for the current business that I'm in. All we do is use the same dollars to get better quality products for less delivered to your doorstep. That's all we do. Here's a short story. And before I tell you one, let me just explain to you that short stories are like crack. People love short stories. Matter of fact, you can just try this. If you're out and about, tell somebody that you're about to tell a story, and just say it a little bit loud so more than the people or the person that you're talking to can hear it, and watch what happens. Watch how other people start ear hustling. Other people start listening in because they want to hear the story too. You know, if they catch a part of the story, they want to hear the rest of the story. So here's a short story. Is a great way to catch people's attention. I'm just curious. Could you do me a favor? I'm looking for people with blank problem who want to fix it. Do you know anybody like that? I'm looking for people who. So what's going to be easier for you? Keep living your same life, or let's fix this problem. Now, here's the last thing that he talked about, and I actually experienced this. I had been experiencing it for a while, but he said that the mind doesn't want to know the details until they know what it is. So you got to be prepared to tell people what it is. And when you do this, then you got to be prepared to tell people what it is, because the mind don't want to know the details on what you're talking about. That's why when you call people and you're trying to tell them about what you're doing, and you don't want to tell them the name because you want them to go look, the mind, they don't want to hear you until you tell them what it is. And so you want to figure out ways to tell them what it is. And so one of those ways, I'm going to go back to another example that I wrote down or that I created, is when they say, well, what is it? Or what are you doing? All we do is use the same dollars to get better quality products for less delivered to your doorstep. Would it be okay if we did that for you? And so I'm about to wind this down. Again, my name is Charles Lee, Coach Wilson, and I just wanted to share with you some of my notes in the training that I got from Big Al, and I hope that you got something from it. Of course, my contact information is below. If you'd like to get some more information on this, or you got a particular question about the information that I shared, just feel free to give me a call. And again, it was my intention to share some great information with you, and I hope that you got something from it. I'll talk with you later. Peace.